Hi, everyone. And today I'm interviewing my friend and colleague, I would say, Sadaf Sadri. Um, Sadaf and I met when we were both in grad school at University of Washington. And Sadaf went on, after doing the graduate program, I was doing painting and drawing, and Sadaf was in photo media and then went on to do P PhD, doctorate, PhD or doctorate, I forget. Yeah,
PhD.
PhD in um uh in DX arts. So Sadaf
Yeah.
just finishing up the DX arts program at University of Washington.
Yes, I'm finishing up in June, so in 4 or 5 months.
Exciting. And yeah, would you be able
Uh,
to just take a moment to introduce yourself to the students, however you wish to be seen and represented?
yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Sadaf. Nice to meet you. I hope everyone is staying safe during these crazy days. I'm Sadaf. I'm what they call a digital artist. So I use different digital means to make work. And I moved from Iran to the US a few years ago. And in my practice, I focus on mostly politics of gender and systems and how repetition fixes what we get used to and all of those. And I use electronic textile and video as my main media.
Awesome. Thank you. And so something I've been excited about to know Sadaf is through her involvement with the SPAM New Media Festival, which took place last year in September at the Georgetown Steam Plant. And I think, is it scheduled same September at Georgetown
Yeah.
again next year? Great. Would you be able to
Yes.
tell us what your role is with the SPAM New Media Festival and how you came to be part of the group of people who organize and put on this amazing event?
Oh, yes, I'm excited about Snow. Okay. So BAM started during the first year of my PhD. I was a little bit uninspired by the digital art scene of Seattle, not of the works that are being made, because there are a lot of wonderful people who are doing absolutely beautiful things, but of how hard it is to connect and feel like a community. So I proposed to my PhD cohort that we should start a festival. And everyone was like, oh, yeah, that's wonderful. Because also at DX Arts, it's a bit isolated because you make work, you go to your galleries, you do your thing, and that's it. And you never get connected to the broader community of Seattle, right? So everyone was excited. We decided to do it, but, and we did, but I had started it. So I don't know, I am what they call the founder, but it's a community-based um thing. So it's a collective of people making everything happen. So I'm just that pin that makes sure that it keeps going every year. Um, but yes, we started the first year. It's so I was the pin, then Anna, my friend who is a curator here in Seattle, joined me. So we started co-organizing it together. And the first year was a one-day event for DXArt students. And from the third iteration of it, we had an open call, and everyone from all around the world can apply and be included. So last year was the fourth time we did it, and we are very excited. We had wonderful artists coming, more people were able to join us. So it's a space for digital arts and culture, the conversation around it, it's very important for us to be a critical conversation because of Seattle being the digital hub, like the tech hub of the US. And also just because of the importance of the medium, and it's with everything going on, with surveillance control. So we are interested in bringing people in, starting conversations, and creating new knowledge together. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, thank you for sharing all of that. And um in line with that, I'm curious like how being involved with SPAN and starting it, how does like I'm curious how either being a part of SPAM influences your own creative practice, or if you want to flip it the other way, how your own creative practice influences your involvement with SPAM. Um,
Yeah.
maybe it's
That's
both, but yeah.
that's a great question. I think it's both, Quinn. It's
hmm
I like to, I have different personalities inside me, and I like to think that I'm different as an artist, and I go to my studio and I make things. And then spam is different because I'm in a more leading curatorial role. Um, but what I have learned from working with spam and the collective is that I'm realizing more and more that nothing happens in solitude. No artwork is made with one person. It's always a team of people doing things, and there are always names because of the hierarchical systems that we are used to, but it's always a collective thing. And I try to, because I used to be very individualistic in my practice, it would be just my work and collaborations. I have had collaborated with people before, uh, but very rarely. And now after spam with the practice of being a part of the collective, I do think more about um, how to be with people when I make work, instead of being that sole person who has done everything. And I think I'm realizing that the most important thing, because I used to think that like the work is the most important thing of it. But now I'm learning that the process and being with people and the conversations and the exchanges and all of that is the most important part of it. Yeah, but I think I'm also after spam, my concerns are getting more shifting more towards being community based, and like have how to be a collective instead of thinking about these fancy ideas and producing theories and all of that.
Yeah, that's that's great to hear because I think it can be really it like just like you said, it can be so easy to focus on the individual and the personal growth, and we're all breathing the same air and working together and sharing space, and we all influence each other no matter what. So
Exactly. Yeah. And
that's
it's showing, like as the days go by, it's showing more. Like you know, the sky is falling on all of us.
I know.
Yeah.
And a lot of students had been asking from a couple weeks ago of like what is how to value art, and been talking with a few of them of like, well, sometimes it is financial value and like how famous or well known an artist is, but also value can be like what it means to the community, what it
Yeah.
brings. Like it's not just monetary, but it can be so much more. So
Yeah.
yeah, thanks for talking about that because I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Um, I was curious if like so then out, continuing on that, is there anything else about your creative practice that you'd like to share? Because this week we're focusing specifically on new media works, and you currently have this show up at For Culture. Um, And is there anything about like installing that show or just the growth and progress of that that you'd like to share with us?
Yes, absolutely. I think what I want to, I'm not gonna focus on this show in particular, but I think what has shifted in my practice, I like to talk about that because, I used to use art as a medium of aggression. Like it was like this thing happened and you have to pay attention to this thing and all of that. Not to be super it was coming from anger and a dark place. I think it still comes from anger, but I have realized that we need to focus on hope more.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna use this word because of the lack of better words, but utopias, whatever that means, to imagine an alternative, and the other ways that we can be, because sometimes, or just create space for someone else to imagine what that could be. So I'm realizing, and in this show too, I'm reclaiming a system that is very harmful and has been, um, to so many, and it's showing its violence more and more every day. And I'm hijacking it to just imagine something else in it and like other ways for other beings to be in it and other materiality that could shape it and what that means and all of it. So just focusing more on hope, and I think that's important. I know it's a bit cliche, but we need it. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I interviewed my friend Ollie a couple weeks ago, and like what he wanted to end on was follow your heart. And it's like, I mean, in times as complex and horrific as these, like we need we need to remember these things. So yeah,
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
Because we are also fed. Yeah, we're fed a lot of negative things. Like I open my Instagram every day and I'm like, oh my God, could not be worse. But also it's important to know that things are happening. Like hopeful things are happening. People are out there helping each other and we are making good things too.
yeah, yeah. Aw. Um,
Oh, did I lose you?
we, we had a little glitch, but I think it's okay. Do you still have me? Okay, we had a momentary break, but we're back. I just I just have one more question for you, Sadaf, and I'm wondering if there is currently any artist or a work of art that you're currently thinking about or that's on your mind that you'd like to share with everybody.
Yes, absolutely. I never focus on one work of art. I've never been one of those artists that study one work of art, and I should be, but I haven't been yet. So we'll see if that changes. But I think about, of course, a lot of artists, but there are three that I have with me constantly.
Hmm.
And like I look at things from their point of view as much as I can. So I share my screen and show
I think so.
something? Do
Yeah,
you
that'd
think
be
so?
great.
Let's see. Share. You can, oh no, allow. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah, great.
Should be a Tala Madani photo. Is that what you're saying?
That is, yeah. Oh, I love her.
Okay, I know. So the first person is Tala Madani, who is a painter. I usually, I don't know, it's not true, but it also is true. I rarely connect to painting
Hmm.
um as a medium. I do, like it has a big impact on me, but I like to say that it doesn't. I don't know why. But Tala is a painter that I love. Just because I don't know, there is something I always in my brain make things too complicated. I'm like, oh, this, because like she talks a lot about masculinity, toxic masculinity, skin color, social structures, all of that. And all of them in my brain, I like to think that they are like super complicated, but like she presents it in such a raw way that I'm like, okay, it's like it's impossible to avoid. And it's like she presents it in a way that you have to respond to it. You can't really put it off anymore. And I love that about her. And I also love that she is approaching like issues that are like this one is approaching AI and digital culture, which is like I don't know. I just love her. If you want to take a look at her work, the second person that I love is More Mother, who is a sound artist, who also lives in LA, I think. They teach in University of Southern California. Uh, I like, More Mother is one of those people when you see the performance, you're a new person. Like we went to one of their performances and we came out and I told my partner that I think I never be the same person again.
Wow.
So I'm gonna play this for us.
1780, St. Paul's Cathedral. 1857, Victoria and Albert's Museum. 4.6 million objects that span a period of 5,000 years. 1858, Big Ben.
I'm gonna pause, but it's on YouTube. You can find it. More Mother, and they are part of this wonderful collective too. If you wanted to check them out. And the last person is Laurie Anderson. Laurie Anderson, I just love because the way she uses storytelling, which is something that I would love to do, but I can never, and the complexities that comes with it and the experimental ways she approaches it. It's like a very good, has been a very good role model for me. So I'm gonna play like a minute of this video too.
Yeah.
Now, I chose these two poems because they're both about expectations. And the first one, set in ancient Rome, and the government has come to a standstill. Everybody's arguing. And it's basically a deadlock, a shutdown. And I thought, hang on, this sounds familiar. And they all seem to be waiting for someone, these strangers or maybe some kind of enemy to show up. So they're hanging around, waiting, trying to figure things out. And then there's a kind of a surprise ending. What are we waiting for? Assembled in the forum.
Anyhow, I don't know. They are witches, you know.
Wow. Well, thank you, Sadaf, for those.
Of course. Thank you for having me. It's just lovely to see you and also lovely to talk to your students. I'm excited. If anyone wanted to reach out to me, I'm here in Seattle. Come see me, talk to me, and everything.
Oh, wonderful. Thanks, Sadaf.
Yeah, thank you, Quinn.